Hello everyone and welcome to RcHelpDotCom. I'm Tony, and in this video we're going to be continuing on with the 3GX series. In the last video I showed you guys how to mount the gyro. If you happen to be using a 6-channel transmitter, I showed you how to set it up with all the wires just like this. If you're running 7 channels or more on Spectrum radios including JR, you can just run a satellite that is plugged into the other side of the receiver. Simple as that. As you can see, I've got my 3 cyclic servos plugged in, but I do not have my rudder plugged in. We still need to do the rudder setup, and even though the chance is slim, we don't want to burn that servo up. I do have my ESC plugged in so that we can get power to it. And so in this video, we're going to be talking about DIR setup. Now this isn't going to be a complete setup. This is walking you guys through what goes on in the 3GX and how to set it up. I've done many videos on setting up the head of this helicopter. It is not that hard to do. But if you do have questions, we are always available on the forum to help you guys out. To get into the DIR setup is actually pretty easy. The first thing, you want to make sure that you have throttle hold on. You do not want this thing spooling up on you because we are going to be doing stuff at mid-stick. The safest way to do this is unplug your motor. That is the absolute safest way to keep this head from spooling up on you. To get into DIR mode, we got to turn on our radio and wait for it to initialize. Once it's initialized, what we got to do is we have to plug in our battery and hold this button down until the lights start flashing in sequence, and then let it go before it gets to the end. In this video we're also going to be doing the governor setup. This is version 3.1 and we have to do the governor setup. All that is basically low stick and high stick. You're telling this gyro where the two are. Even if you're not going to be running a governor, you have to do that governor setup. Now you've only got so much time to get into the DIR mode. If you're running this on like a nitro that has a switch, you can just push that button, flip the switch, and it'll go into DIR mode. However, on these, you have about 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds to plug this in, get over here, and push that button down and wait for them lights to start going across. So what we'll do, plug it in, come over here, push the button down, wait for the lights, they start flashing down, release it, and it goes into DIR mode. You heard the ESC initialize, now we're ready to go. The first thing you need to do is you need to make sure that your swash plate is moving in the right direction. So basically when you push up, the swash plate should tilt forward. Back it should go back, right it should go right, left it should go left. Again, I've done many videos on how to do this. And then on your collective, up should be up, down should be down. You want to make sure your pitch curve is 50% at mid stick. Once you're at 50%, we're not really going to move this stick very much. You want to make sure your servo arms are 90 degrees to these links. On the Pro helicopter like this one, all 3 of these links are going to be the exact same length. Make sure all those are the same, and then use a swash leveling tool or the zip tie method, which I have another video on, to level out your swash plate. Once you know your swash plate is level, make sure these arms are the exact same length as well. Put your head on and then put your blades on and then get your pitch gauge ready. At mid stick, you want to make sure you have 0 degrees of pitch on this head. If you do not have 0 degrees pitch on your blades, then you need to adjust these links until you do have 0 degrees. Once you have 0 degrees at mid stick, then what you need to do is you need to go full positive collective, and you need to make sure that you have between 10 and 12 degrees of positive collective. Now go all the way down and you need 10 to 12 degrees of negative collective that needs to be the same as the positive. If it varies on how much positive and negative you have, say you got 10 degrees positive but 12 degrees of negative, then that means these links are just a little bit too high. You need to go into your sub trim and you need to make sure these are perfectly 90 degrees to these links. Once you have them perfectly at 90 degrees, this swash should move up and down the exact same amount. Also, at 0 degrees pitch, these are going to be perfectly 90 degrees. Basically, this is going to be perfectly 90 to this. Once you have your blade pitch set up, and if you need help with setting up your blade pitch, guys, come over to the forum. We're happy to help you guys out any time of the day. Just post up and somebody will jump in there and help you guys out. Take your stick and go right back to mid stick. Whenever we go through all these other settings, the other 4 settings in the DIR mode, it must be at mid stick. It's imperative that it's at mid stick. It needs to know where the center is. So the next step in this is all we got to do, hit the button, and we're going to go into elevator limit. In the elevator limit, all you have to do is take your elevator stick, go all the way up, and then come all the way back down. That's it. Make sure you have 100% travel in your cyclic. Do not put any dual rates in there to do this. Once that's done, Remember, we're still at mid-stick. Imperative, I'm telling you guys. Click the button again. Now we're on the gyro direction correction. If we tilt forward, that swash plate should be tilting backwards. If we tilt back, it should tilt forward. That's exactly how it does. If by chance we were to go to the green light and we start tilting it, as you can see, it's actually correcting in the direction that we're tilting. We tilt the helicopter forward, it tilts forward. It tilted back, it's going to tilt back. We need it to be on the red light, which is actually reversed, and now whenever we go forward, it's going to be tilting back, back is going to be tilting forward. Excellent. Now what we do, click the button again, it centers all the servos again. Now we're on the aileron limit. All you have to do, take your aileron stick all the way to the right, all the way back to center. That's it. Now go in here, click that, and now we're on the aileron travel. You want to make sure when you tilt it to the right, it tilts to the left. Tilt it to the left, it's going to tilt to the right. It's the exact same as the elevator, but for the aileron. If it's tilting in the direction that you're moving, just go ahead, hit your stick left or right. You'll change the color of the status light, and it should be correcting in the opposite direction that you're moving the helicopter. Remember, all of this is on the 3GX software that you have on your computer. You can walk through it step by step if I'm going too fast in this video. If I am going too fast, guys, come over to the forum and let me know. I will help you guys out any way that I can. Alright, once we're done with the DIR setup, we've got all of our blade pitches right, we got all of our travels right, we've got our E-limb and our A-limb set up. Now we need to go into the governor setting and we need to tell this thing where low stick and where high stick is on the throttle. To do this, make sure your throttle hold is off. Make sure you have a linear pitch curve, and my radio is 0, 25, 50, 75, 100. Some of you guys may have a couple more steps in there, but mine, I've only got 5 positions. We need to take our stick and lower it all the way down. Now again, just like going into DIR mode, you only have a second or so to push this button and wait for this light to start counting down. Plug it in and then push the button, except this time we're not going to let go of it. We're going to let the lights go all the way over, all of them light up, then let go. Take your throttle stick, go all the way up, it'll flash, and then it'll reinitialize the gyro, and now you're ready to go. Now we can move on to the rudder setup menu. So guys, that's all there is to setting up DIR mode and getting your governor set up so that your gyro knows exactly where your stick endpoints are. Now once you're at this point, be careful, because it will start to spool up on you. You need to be extremely careful with this. Like I said, unplugging that motor is your best option. So guys, if you have any questions or comments on the DIR setup or the governor setup on this gyro, come over to the forum, post up, and we'll be more than happy to help you guys out. In the next video, we're going to get on with the rudder setup. Make sure right below this video in the description, go ahead and click on that Facebook link and like us on Facebook. I look forward to seeing you guys on the forum. I want to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.